Hi, I don't know why, but this video has taken me weeks to make. Every single time I'm not satisfied with it because I have a lot to say about the subject, but hopefully this take will stick. Just a quick history. I started recovery 3 years ago. I was really bad with anorexia, and then I started recovery, and then it was all going swimmingly for like 3 years, and then I had a relapse recently, and I started recovery for that. So that's a quick synopsis of what I've been going through. I want to talk about my relapse recovery, compare that to my previous recovery, and also some changes and some lessons I've learned throughout. So, in terms of comparison to my last recovery, I went through all the same steps: extreme hunger, then redistribution, and then like a lowering. Which those are two aspects: it's the hunger and it's the body. So, in terms of hunger, I had extreme hunger in both cases. The first case, it was more extreme because it lasted longer. I probably ate the same amount of food that I would have in both times. It's just extreme hunger lasted longer. Um, so for my first one, it probably lasted months, whereas this recent one took about 2 weeks of extreme hunger. Um, and then appetites like slowly lowered in both cases. As for redistribution, in my first recovery, most of my weight went right to my stomach, and then it slowly distributed out in months, more months. Um, this time around, I gained it pretty evenly. I would say that there were certain spots that increased more, but it wasn't like my stomach. If I'm getting a little personal, it mostly went to my breasts at first, and then like everything else second. But continuing about redistribution and stuff, I hit my highest weight, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, and it has gone down significantly since. I don't know by how much. I can tell by my clothes fitting and my belts and stuff. Um, and that's about it in terms of body. The lessons I've learned, I want to talk a little bit just about vulnerability. I've talked about this a surprising amount on my channel. Uh, it is uncomfortable to be vulnerable, of course. Uh, and it was kind of like a dagger to me when somebody would say, like, you're damaged or something when I was first recovering, because I came out of recovery and I was kind of like, oh my god, the world's amazing. And it looked like the hallmark of naivete. And so it was like I got very defensive. But the thing is, with an eating disorder, although complete recovery to some people is completely possible, there is always a side of you that is vulnerable. And if you go into calorie deficit, or if you try slowly walking your way into like purposeful calorie deficits or purposeful triggers for me activity, it's a dangerous game to be playing. And you need to be aware of that and to have a realistic mindset of this could be bad. And I think I overestimated my ability to prevent that. So when I started counting my calories, I was in severe denial of like, this isn't bad, this is fine, I can do this healthily, when in fact I could not, and I was very good at it, and it became ugly. Uh, Another thing that I'm just going to be jumping around a little bit, weight training. I have been into weight training for maybe 1 to 2 years at this point, and my strength has skyrocketed. I've never lifted this heavy before, and that's kind of cool. In terms of activity, I've just succumbed to the fact that I need to move, and if I do not move, I cannot just sit around all day. Like I cannot. I just like that. And it's not because I have like an impulsive desire. It's just it makes me go crazy. I'm an active person, and that's the fact. And there were times in my recovery where it was fine for me to sit down all day, but now it would just make me miserable. So in terms of that, my activity is not fueled by body goal stuff. It's fueled by kind of sanity and just strength goals mostly. And when I say sanity, it's not like I won't eat if I don't do this thing. It's more of I can't stop moving around, like just jittery. Anyway, this last topic is the one that has made me restart this video multiple times. There have been experiences along with my recovery that have kind of made me feel small. Just words spoken to me, or I don't know, just interactions. And I realized this kind of clicked with me. Like with anorexia, the goal is to be small. You want to be a small human, a small person. And anorexia makes you feel small because, like I said, you're giving everything into anorexia. You're doing all that you can to be good at anorexia. And then the voice inside your head just tells you you're terrible at it and you're failing every day and you still look like a fat lard and why are you even trying? But oh my God, if you don't stop trying, I will kill you. And it's very hard to live like that. Similarly, I think that this has a vulnerability component where you're putting all you can into anorexia and anorexia is just shitting on you the entire way. And I think that vulnerability can be something that can be given to a person and stomped on and then therefore making you feel small. So I've decided that anorexia and this feeling small component are really intertwined together. I hope that you get my meaning what I'm saying here. It's just that anorexia and people have the ability to make you feel small and not in the way that people think of anorexia making a person small. So I hope that made sense. I'm going to finish with that. I hope that was kind of an interesting tidbit and my thoughts came through. I am going to give a body update because those have always helped me. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and if you have any questions or comments, I like them. So, all right, bye. I can't edit, I'm so sorry.